All right, Chicago Hockey Radio post-game show. Justin Lynch and Tassos Kirkos. Hawks lose 4-1 in the New Jersey Devils. Ruin what was otherwise a pretty good 40 minutes of the hockey game with a pretty peeing down your legs last 20 minutes of the game. How you doing, Justin? That was tough to open up a back-to-back here on the weekend.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Doing pretty brutal now, thanks to the Blackhawks' third period. I mean, it was very eerily similar to the Islanders game when we let in 3 goals in succession, except this time there was no comeback coming. But, the Devils are obviously a much stronger team than the Islanders, so I suppose we shouldn't be shocked by that. I do think the positive is, like, up until the end, and it wasn't his fault. None of those goals were his fault. I thought Comesso had an outstanding debut. I mean, I think the team left him out to dry there in the end, and I thought he bailed us out a lot. Not just the third period. I think the game was 1-1 for most of it, 1-0. I think it was mostly because of him. I thought he was really strong, made a few big highlight reel saves. We got Darren Pang holding jumping in there with that glove save he made in the second, I believe. So he had a really strong night, or afternoon, I should say, Comesso. So this game is not on him. I think he can be proud of his effort, but the team, that third period, I think may have been our worst period of the season. I mean, that was disgraceful. And I think just the way this team plays after shifts, the shift after goals, I've talked about this a lot in the show. They need to lock in. You can't let in 3 goals in 2 minutes like that and just let these things compound, especially the third and fourth. That was within like 16 seconds or something, if my math is correct. It just can't happen. Like, it's inexcusable. And yeah, 4-1 loss. This was definitely a winnable game too. I thought, to start, I mean, we only had a few shots in the first, but the second period was pretty strong. Dickinson had a goal, nice assist from Foligno, and it really went off of Luke Hughes' face. But after that, it was all Devils. It's just like, and this team continues scoring the first goal and not capitalizing. I mean, we've no team in the NHL, I believe, has scored the first goal more often, and we're dead last. So that's a weird stat, but a true stat if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of sums up this Hawks team.
Yeah, I mean, we could start with Comesso as positive because he was really good.
That was a positive. Yeah.
Yeah, you're almost like sick to your stomach though. Man, he was good. And
what's that going to do to his confidence?
It's not like the Devils. I thought they were going to press him a lot. I thought there was going to be, maybe I thought he could have faced 30 shots tonight.
Yeah,
and
24. It's
today.
Not bad.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
The Hawks.
They were
did an
high quality
okay
looks,
job.
though.
Yeah. And
the Hawks didn't even have 20 shots.
No, again, but yeah, it's Comesso was good. You could tell he was battling to keep him in there. I was on air here, I think on the show a couple of weeks ago, saying that I thought he would get lit up like a Christmas tree if they put him in for NHL action, and he didn't. And you did have that feeling though when the Dawson Mercer goal went in, the first one.
Yeah.
That I looked at my buddy I was watching the game with, and I was just like, man, this could really get away from them here, and this could really be ugly. And then wouldn't you know it, that's exactly what happened. Good game for the kid. Good game for the kid.
I had the same feel. Like, we were up 1-0 for most of this game. I was like, we're not going to win this game 1-0. We have to get some insurance here, some Geico insurance, and it never came. We were close early in the third period. Bedsy made this insane move. Beautiful zone entry, which he's been doing a much better job of with the puck in motion, I think, under Sorensen. The point streak is snapped today, but yeah, he has this beautiful zone entry breakaway and then hits the crossbar. I think he had 2 crossbars this game. He also had one, I think, the first shift of the game as well. So unlucky, but yeah, if that goes in, it's 2-0, completely different game, but it's always if, right? I mean, I don't know if many teams in the league have had more posts and crossbars, but just like the lack of a response the rest of that period, like when Mercer tied the game, like, okay, you got to respond to that. And this Hawks team didn't. They laid over and died, and there was no comeback like the Islanders game. So disappointing to see that for sure. And that's like just consecutive games, the same mistakes. It's like, you got to learn.
Yeah. When that Bedard one didn't go in, it was like that was the only chance they were going to get the entire period, and it didn't go in. And they were like, well, that was all we're going to get. And then Nazar had the one on the doorstep at the end, but it was already 4-1 there that he missed on the second opportunity.
That's another positive. I know he didn't have a point today, but I thought I thought he looked good. Like, he looked, confident out there. He was not outplaced at all. I think in terms of the forwards, he's one of the only positives. I think, a lot of them weren't really that noticeable today, but I thought he was. I think that line has potential. I think Hall and Bertuzzi have both been playing better lately. So no, I do like that second line. I think keep that rolling. Eventually we'll see Nazar at Bedsy, hopefully, but gotta get Kurashev off that first line. I don't understand what he's doing up there. He's done absolutely nothing this season. I would get now Turbo or somebody else up there. I don't understand what he's doing up there, but I do like Donato and Bedsy. But yeah, from the offensive side, 1 goal, it's not going to get it done.
Donato had a sneaky good game today. He was all over it. He was
He's always is. He's always shooting the puck, which is something I think the rest of this team, could take notes from, right? Take the chances when you get them. Too much cycling today, too much passing to ghosts out there. Like, they're going for those caroms off the boards, but a lot of times they just turn the puck over and give it to the Devils, and you lose these chances, right? So not the best, puck cycling and just, not taking your chances. Looking at the shots, like the second period was really they had 9 shots in the second, 18 the whole game. So, two or half that basically the rest of the game. So that's not going to get it done.
No. Any other positives? Any like big positives for you before we get into some of the negatives, maybe?
In terms of positives, there's probably not much else to say in terms of positives because I think the defense, I talked about the offense being brutal with one goal, and the defense was just awful. And as a whole, I don't think there was really a single good defenseman out there for us tonight. I mean, especially like again the negatives. I thought Wyatt Kaiser had an absolutely brutal game. I mean, I think he was pretty much solely responsible for the third or fourth goal. I've lost track of them. There were so many there that stint, but he had the easy opportunity to get the puck out of the zone. Maybe he was gassed, but it's like he didn't. Turns it
Yeah.
over, and then it leads to a goal. I'm not sure which goal that was exactly, but that was just terrible. That can't happen. And TJ Brody, I know I harp on him a lot in the show. He had an assist on the secondary assist on the Dickinson goal, but like that was it. I mean, defensively, he was pretty brutal
Atrocious.
tonight.
He was
I think
atrocious.
the second goal, he lost his man, and that was just an easy tap in. So
That was the first one. That was the Mercer one.
that was the first one. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think he was out there for a few more too. I can't imagine what his plus minus was today. Look at the box score. I imagine he had to be at least in minus.
He was a minus
two or
one.
three.
The only minus
okay.
the only -2 on the D was Vlasic, actually, who
Okay.
I felt like Vlasic actually just got caught out there for a couple of mistakes made by other people. So for him to walk away with the -2 is kind of funny. Yeah, Bertuzzi. Brody totally. I'm trying to figure out which former Maple Leaf I can't stand on this team right now. Yeah. The Brody play just totally doesn't pick up Mercer in front of the net, and that's when you are holding a 1-0 lead like that,
You can't have that.
And I almost did right before all that nonsense happened to the third there. I almost texted you guys, Nazar looks good, and wouldn't it be cool if we got a shutout here from Drew Comesso? And both of those things obviously kind of went by the wayside at the end, but Brody not picking up his man on that Mercer goal was egregious. That was pretty bad. And then Korchinski too. He was the only one on the defense that didn't end up with a minus, but he had the brutal giveaway on the Heischer goal where he's trying to get it deep and just can't get it deep enough, and it ends up right on his stick, and they go the other way, and they got numbers, and I don't know.
Korchinski had an amazing, first game with us, but the last couple have been a bit of a struggle. I thought he was okay until the third this game. That's like a lot of things were okay until the third. Like, we were giving up chances, but I thought like we weren't giving him follow-up looks, but like that changed in the third. All 4 of the Devils goals came in the third period. Like going to the third, like I was optimistic, right? We're up 1-0, which didn't feel, safe, but it's like, what, if we can add another one and just kind of keep locking in here, we could come away with the dub here against a very good Devils team, which I had no expectations going into this game. I was worried, right? I was worried for Drew. And I think exactly the things I was worried about happened very quickly at the end of the game. So that's too bad to see. I thought we were going to dodge that, but it didn't happen. The D was just, I think, probably maybe our worst defensive effort of the season, which I will say if there's one negative aspect I've seen with the Sorensen regime so far, it does seem like the D's been a bit more looser, a bit more lackadaisical, a bit more mistakes on that end, not really locking in as much. I do think they're missing Seth too, though, which he should be back soon and should help from that regard. But like what happened in the third period can't be excused. It's got to be better.
Do you want to do Devils talk right now here for a second? I mean, they were okay.
Yeah, sure.
I think they're a really good team. I think if everything fell the right way, that they could win the Stanley Cup. But, somebody like Jacob and getting a guy like Dawson Mercer going really good is going to help you a lot. Nico Heischer's had an unbelievable season. He gets the goal. Jack Hughes has been okay in the games that he's played in. I think he's been probably a bit on and off by his own standards and own admission. And I think his younger brother Luke is, we're talking about a Connor Bedard sophomore slump. I don't know that anybody's having a sophomore slump in the NHL quite like Luke Hughes right now.
Yeah, he's having a rough one. That Hawks goal was kind of brutal. Like, it literally went on off his face. That was kind of a yikes. But his brother had an insane game. Jack Hughes, that second goal was nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nothing Drew could do about that shot. And that puck should have been out of the zone like years ago. But that was a theme of the defense. It's like just these goals were so avoidable, right? Like just trapped in our own zone. Just put it off the glass, the boards, do what you got to do. But we had opportunities to clear them. We just didn't take it.
They, I don't know. I like the Devil. First of all, Brett Pesce, great. Brett Pesce, great signing. He was a +4 tonight for them.
He was always a good deep pair of Slavin in Carolina.
Yeah, but and then even there are guys that it's like, who are you? Like Justin Dowling and Curtis McDermott playing left wing instead of D, and they got that Kovacevic guy from Montreal, and they got
good role players.
Yeah, he's
do their
good
job
though. He's
And
playing
their
pretty good.
studs are great. Like Jesper Bradt's got to be amongst the most underrated players in the league. Like he
Yep.
just consistently performs and isn't really talked about amongst like star conversations as much as he should be. Like he's generally an elite player and a good compliment, to guys like their stars like Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier. Such a good two-way player. Definitely now that Bergeron's gone, I'm sure he'll be in that Selke conversation with guys like Barkov for a while now. You got to think he's going to win that at some point. Yeah, just a lot of studs in that team.
Do you think that Jack Hughes the first line center for Team USA?
Ooh, I mean, he's
Probably.
in that. You got to think he would be, right? That'd be a fun line.
Like
Yeah,
maybe you put Matthews like
could the Chucks or something with him, or
oh
I don't know
yeah.
about that though. Yeah, we probably put him with Matthews, the Chucks. Yeah, they
I
have
don't know.
USA has a lot of options though. I think Jack Hughes. Yeah, you can't really complain about that, right? Maybe
But I
put him
think
with like,
he's the guy. Like I think he's the number
yeah,
one center kind of guy. Like that's why I asked because I think he is like
I think
gonna
he's
be
got that.
the
I think they
dude.
want him to be, right? They want him to be that guy. I think he can be for sure.
Yeah.
But maybe, yeah, Austin. Yeah.
But all right, that's enough Devils talk. I just I figured we'd get that out of
I
the
mean, for the
way.
Devils, right? Like it's a game you should win, and they did, right? I mean, I think it was a little sloppy, the first couple periods, but they locked. I think they locked in as much as we fell apart in the third. I think both happened at once, and that's kind of why we saw this just collapse that we did. But it's one you want to come away with, and they did. So I think they're what? They're like 20-10 and like 3 right now or something. So that's where they should be. I mean, that's a team that should be. They're playing more of the 2022-23 Devils, right? Last season they should have made the playoffs. They didn't. They were mid, but they look at more like the team that they're playing to their potential this season. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and we don't see the Devils again here until March
Yeah,
26th.
they're tied for first now if that win. I just look at the standings now. They're tied with the Jets for first in the NHL. So
Oh, really?
that is one thing, right? Like it's obviously a much better squad than us, but not to I mean every squad is technically we're 32nd in NHL, but we do have the Islanders on deck again tomorrow. Hope we can get that revenge, have a response after a brutal game that we had. And hopefully learn from our mistakes and not have another third period collapse, right?
Yeah, you know how much I hate that team's so good over there
So
talk though. I hate
yeah,
that.
I know. Yeah, it's especially like with us, it doesn't really like. I mean, we make any team look, good,
Yeah.
but that's an actual good one, not like the Islanders.
I'm trying to think what else was a storyline for you. Special teams.
Well, the penalty kill. I mean, I feel like we say it every post game. If there's one positive takeaway, the penalty kill was good. It did its job.
Yeah.
None of the 4 Devils goals, they're all even strength. It just shows you how bad we've been even strength this season. Power play sucked. Like we had 2 opportunities in the first, pretty early in the first, to get the lead here in this game, which we would get the lead later. But I thought our power play, we had 3 opportunities and none of them looked particularly good. So that was definitely a negative. The tale of 2 special teams tonight. I don't know why I keep saying tonight. This afternoon. That's another thing. I don't like matinee games. I'm not a fan of them. I know Nick Foligno loves them for the kids, but I like late night hockey games. The atmosphere, the vibes are just so much stronger. These games, I don't, not a huge fan of these two noon to
Really?
2 o'clock
like
games.
it. I
You
like it.
like them.
Yeah,
The
because we're
positive is you get
done.
out the way and then you have the rest of the day. But I just
Yeah.
feel like this is like football, like watching time, not hockey. Hockey's like a late night. The intensity. Or that's the way I see it now.
I hear
Yeah,
ya.
yeah.
I don't mind a few early post games to wrap up the day a little early
That's
here.
fair. That's fair. I got you. Sometimes I just feel like the vibe, the intensity in the games too. I guess isn't quite the same, but some of them can be kind of sleepy. But this one I think was pretty. Um, until a third, I think kind of was that way.
What do you think tomorrow's going to look like?
Ugh. I mean, you want to see that response, right? You don't want to make it 3 straight. I mean, against an Islanders team too that you probably should have beat Thursday. You want to see that response. I like to see Nazar get on the board. I thought he looked pretty good today. And Bedsy, he had a point streak come into this game that was snapped. So let's see him get back on the board. But you got to see the defense lock in. That's the main takeaway, right? Sabin's going to be back in. Hopefully, he'll look more the way he has for most of the season. Yeah, I think just lock in the defensive side because I think the offensive game has been better. I know we only scored 1 goal today, but we haven't been getting looks. The possession's been good, right? We've been getting that ozone time, but we're just not taking advantage of it. Sometimes, taking the opportunities that you get doesn't always have to be the grade A chance, right? Got to put the puck on net to win. You got to be in it to win it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. This is a blue line that's definitely missing Seth Jones, and
Yes. Yeah.
if you're Arvid Soderblom, this game tomorrow being a bounce back one goes a long way towards
His
hey,
stock.
I'm not going to turn into a pumpkin narrative, like this is
Yeah, because
actual
like
legitimate growth from me.
what happens when Broswell comes back? We're still a ways away from it, but that is going to be a story. That's going to be, a problem for this team when he does come back to solve like what happens there. Who's the odd man out there? So Sullivan's got to prove that he still got it. in that game Thursday was a flash in the pan, right? And that he is, we have seen true growth from him this season. So, and yeah, I do think if Arvid's in this game, it's no different too. By the way, I think Comesso held his own, and like this could have been easily worse than 4-1. So props to him there. This isn't on him, and I just hope the team, he deserves a steak dinner or something, after that game, and I hope it doesn't hurt his confidence.
Yeah, they
If anything,
definitely
it
owe
should.
him after that.
Yeah, I think he should be going back. He'll still be up here till Mrazek's back, which should be soon, but he should be going back to real Rockford, knowing, I could play at the NHL level and it should help his confidence. But, don't look at the scoreboard and stuff, the stats. It doesn't tell the story of this game.
The Hawks
Yeah.
have no days off though, so I don't know when they're going to get the opportunity to take this kid out for a drink or something at some point.
Yeah, no, I mean, end of this road trip, they'll be back home. That's a positive, right? I think this team, I think that's what's going to help tomorrow is being back home. Hopefully, the UC will have some energy, especially if Frank the Tank back. So, and this younger squad, which I'm happy about. I do think we will see, reap the rewards of that, but it's not seamless, right? A lot of these guys coming in, it's going to take some time to gel again and kind of get that, chemistry back and adjust to the NHL. But it'll get better. It's only up from here. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. So hopefully we'll see that tomorrow. A better, more entertaining game. I mean, as entertaining as you can for an Islanders hockey game. There's only so much fun you can get out of that. But I don't know, Thursday game is actually pretty fun. So I'm actually cautiously optimistic for tomorrow, despite the outcome today. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're streaming the game all together here on Tuesday, so that'll be exciting.
That's right. That one I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, they got to get some wins here though at some point.
Yeah, no, it'll help us out too.
What else? I mean, we didn't really talk about Bedard. Did you like his game today? Did you love it? I
Yes
thought it
and
was
no.
good. Yeah.
I thought he had the puck more. That's a positive. I think he's definitely the possession has been much better with his line under Sorensen. Some interesting, decisions of the puck here. Like I think he had some chances to shoot, after the pass, which I probably would have taken the shot, but easy for me to say on the couch, easy to say that. But no, I
Yeah.
thought he was good. He had 2 crossbars. Like, what are you gonna do about that? I mean, that would have been a highlight reel for the ages if he scores that third period goal.
Yep.
We'd probably win this game. Again, hypotheticals, that's a story of this team. But I thought he had a strong game. No points to show up for it, but I don't really have too much bad things to say about him today. No.
A lot of comments. Okay, so there's actually a funny one in chat. Does Justin quote known Blackhawks insider Lynch have any more breaking news? Do you have any more breaking news after breaking the Drew?
Well, yeah,
Commesso
I
is gonna
did
get the start
technically.
today?
Yeah, I did break Drew Comesso's debut today.
We should have clipped it. We should have clipped
Yeah,
it.
we should have. Yeah, I don't have anything else in the horizon here. I think we've made enough moves lately. I think now just keep it as it is, and hopefully things will turn around. I do think. I know it's rough. It's easy to be negative, but like I do think tomorrow's gonna be more positive. I'm not saying we're gonna win, but like I think it's gonna be a better game, and I just hoping the young guns cook. That's what I want to see. But I have no more breaking news.
I thought adding Nazar and having Comesso in there for his first game, like that definitely injected a little juice into an otherwise stale lineup and mix that we've been kind of watching struggle here for the last few weeks. It was fun to watch. Like it was just a breath of fresh air almost. It was good.
I did mention like I was nervous for this game today, right? I think we all were. So it's like I think keep expectations in check to start, and like we'll start to things will get better as the competition. Like the Islanders is like not nearly as close of a team as the Devils, so I think we can pounce on them tomorrow. Hopefully, bounce back and learn from our mistakes today against a really strong Devils team that's just out of our league. Let's be honest with you. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just reading through the chat here. A lot of comments on face-offs.
Oh yeah, let's look at the stats here. Yep, I mentioned this a lot on the show. I swear every time I look at it, it's like 60 for the other team, 40 for us, 66 for the Devils, 34%. Yeah, like that's like it's gotta get better. A lot of times they haven't had Betsy taking the draws for a reason. I thought, but yeah, like that's not good. You gotta get better from that regard because, like I've said it before, it's like the other team's got possession the entire shift, and you're chasing the game, right? When you can't win face-offs. So especially in power plays, like if you lose the first draw of the power play, like it sets the tone for the rest of the rest of it, so it doesn't help.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Well, you got anything else? I don't really know if I got a whole heck of a lot else here before tomorrow's show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I really have much else either. I think we're all just ready to turn the page and move on from this game, pretend it didn't happen because it was pretty brutal. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow they'll give us it's another matinee, 2 o'clock game, but at the UC. So let's breathe some life into this team, right? And I think end of a road trip too. I think that's to get back home will be a positive for this team, for these players, and hopefully we'll see a better performance tomorrow. I mean, it's hard to get worse than that third period today. So
yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about Cam Fowler going to the Blues today? That was kind of weird.
Yeah, they've been making moves, man. That's our Winter Classic opponent. So yeah, they're stocking up here.
That is kind of a weird, move for them though. It was kind of a weird thing to wake up to. I don't know.
It's funny,
Just
Cam Fowler, I kind of threw him in there. Gibson, I always just imagine he'd be, I know he's been in rumors and stuff. I just always figured, oh, he's a Duck for life at this point, but not anymore. So maybe Gibson's next. Who knows?
yeah, I don't know. We got a couple of weeks left, just almost 2 weeks until
It's close.
yeah,
Yeah,
until
we're
Winter
not far
Classic.
away here. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be there. Hopefully, we're gonna be there, and we'll be doing a lot that day. A lot of coverage. We'll be at the college games too after that. So it'll be a very positive, very busy week for CHR, and we have a lot leading up to it too. So let's stick around, and this will be a great month.
I also got some confirmed in person, like in studio guests for that week too. So
Nice.
that's just it's such a huge week, like the whole hockey
Yeah.
community. And I love that like the college games are on a Friday and Saturday, and like the Winter Classic's on a Tuesday, and the Hawks also play that Sunday before. And like the whole hockey community is
Whole
going to be
build-up,
here.
yeah.
Spit and Chicklets, I know, is doing a live show on Sunday too, and that I maybe we'll get tickets. I don't know. It might be fun to go
Yeah,
check it out.
Wrigley Field is just it's a perfect setting for Winter Classic. Chicago is a perfect setting. Winter Classic, that's the way it should be. I know people complain about the Hawks getting all the time. It's original six team of history. It's literally called the Winter Classic, right? It's an ode to the game, right? Chicago is a nice wintry setting, right? Cold setting, not these southern, hot desert Winter Classics, right? I think that's the way it should be. So I think it's fun. Blues too, Hawks, that's a great rivalry. No, I think it's got all the makings of despite the teams, I think it's got all the makings of a good game.
Yeah, sorry for wanting to try and generate television revenue interest too and watching the games. I don't know. TV ratings. Gotta get
Yeah.
the Blackhawks on. All right. Subscribe to this podcast. Please leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Follow us on Instagram at Chicago Hockey Radio. Doing all of those things really helps us a lot. And as Lee would say, you can also hit the bell here on the subscribe thing to also get notifications from us whenever we are live. Thanks to everybody. CHR Chicklets crossover incoming. That'd be really fun.
That would be nice. Yeah,
would,
make us guess next or them guess here.
yeah,
Either way, right?
Yeah, you guys, everybody should DM Spit and Chicklets and request that Chicago Hockey Radio makes an appearance as guest at their live show. And yeah,
Who are these guys?
who are these guys?
Yeah, we talked about Biz. How about I don't know if we've actually talked about this on the show. Let's talk about it now. How about Bizinet going 1-on-6 in the
Biz getting the absolute
outside the Arizona restaurant? That's pretty impressive, man. I mean, what a guy, Paul Bizinet, Biz Nasty, absolute legend. Maybe I'd like to meet him at the Winter Classic. We'll see if we make that happen. That'd be kind of fun, but we'll see him around hopefully.
Justin, I think you should DM him. Honestly, you should shoot him a DM.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
I think you would be surprised at the amount of people that would actually respond to your DMs if you fired them off. I'm pretty sure. Like I'm pretty sure your DM to Biz is probably popping up on his radar more than my DM to Biz is popping up on his radar.
Yeah,
so,
we'll give it a shot, right? He's a fun guy, and yeah, no, I think just the Winter Classic, just the energy of everybody being there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Good for the show, good for us, and I think this team needs. I think that could be a turning point, a positive turning point for this season if it goes well. Hopefully, it does. Yeah.
All right, let's hope we don't have to take on any guys 1-on-6 during Winter Classic week.
Yeah, I'd be cooked. Yeah.
Yeah, fun week full of content. I think it's you and I on the post game show tomorrow too. Lee's not doing it, so yeah.
Nice. Hopefully, the team will give us more to cover, a better game, and yeah, we will be there.
All right, I will catch you tomorrow. Subscribe, follow, tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your dad. Chicago Hockey Radio every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and after every post game show. See everybody tomorrow.